Peace campaign show live Tuesday, March 4th, day 4, fasting, Ramadan fasting, day 4 of reading, part 4, reading health, wealth, spirituality, happiness, relationships. Peace again, peace and blessings. Ramadan Mubarak. We're just gonna get right into it. This is part 4 of just the beginning. I'm not reading the whole parts, but just the beginning of part 4 of Quran reading for the 4th day of Ramadan. And we'll get right into it with NOI interpretation as well. And Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. You cannot attain to righteousness unless you spend out of what you love. You cannot achieve righteousness, true righteousness, unless you spend out of what you love. And what you spend, Allah surely knows it. That is a principle that stands true universally, period, whether you believe in a God or you don't. You cannot attain to righteousness or righteous mastery unless you spend out of what you love, whatever you love. You love money, you love food, you love women, you love children. You have to be willing to sacrifice and go without that which you love or give it away. You have to prove that you love the God or the source that gave it to you more than the thing that you love. So if you loving anything more than you loving the God or the source that gave it to you, then it's impossible to attain righteous mastery. It's impossible. It forces us to the source. We have to go to the source of whatever it is we love. And if we love wickedness or we love weakness or vices or poison, then, you ain't even nowhere in the game. But this is about those that's trying to attain to righteousness and righteous mastery. That's the only kind of mastery that can control the forces of nature. To have all access to controlling the forces of nature it must be in righteousness. It must be in righteousness. Wickedness or Satan's or satanic motivations can only take you so far. You can attain certain levels, certain grade levels of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding and force and power, but it's not considered mastery. The keys of mastery over the creation are not given to unrighteousness or unrighteous people. So we cannot attain to that righteousness or to that mastery unless we spend out of what we love to be tried and tested and proven. And whatever it is we spend, Allah or God surely knows it. And now this is getting back into the former scriptures that was given to the Jewish community through the Torah. It says all food was lawful to the children of Israel before the Torah or the Old Testament was revealed to them, except that which Israel or Jacob forbade himself. So whenever you see the word S-A-Y, say, that's God telling you to say this to the people. Say this to the people that argue with you, or say this to the disbelievers, or say this to those that dispute with you. So say is just like a script. It's telling you, say this and say that. So a lot of stuff that you hear me saying is because my Allah says to say this to y'all, or say this. I just take out the word say and I just say the actual thing that it's telling me to say. But it says, say to them, bring the Torah and read it if you are truthful. So whoever forgoes Allah, that ain't supposed to be forego. So this is a typo. That's supposed to be forges. Whoever forged, like if you forge your name or you forge your signature. So it's supposed to say, whoever forges a lie against a lie after this, these are the wrongdoers. Say Allah speaks the truth. So follow the religion of Abraham. Follow the religion of Abraham. Abraham didn't call himself a Jew or a Christian. His religion is submission, which is called Islam. So it says, So follow the religion or the way of life of Abraham, the upright one. And he was not one of the polytheists. He didn't believe in everything is God and God is everything. No, he believed in one God, which is a we, right? And that's the all in all, the all righteous. Certainly the first house appointed for men is the one at Baca, or that means Mecca, Arabia. Baca is just another word for Mecca. Surely the first house, this is the first house, right? So the holy city, or the root of civilization of the black man and the black nation, was established in Mecca, Arabia. So certainly the first house, meaning the black house, the black temple, is the one at Mecca. That's why that it symbolically has the Kaaba, or the house is called the Kaaba, or the Abraham's house, the ancient house, the ancient mosque. But it's covered with black, a big black curtain or whatever, because it's symbolic of the real house, the real black house, which is the original black man and woman. It's a symbol. It's a symbol, and the color is absolutely significant because it's not a color. It's the mother of color, which is black. So certainly the first house is the black house, which is the black human being, blessed and a guidance for the nations. Once the black man is returned to his original self and resurrected from mental death, then we are our guides. We are the guides. We are the guides to all the nations. In it, or in us, in the original black nation, especially this one that has been lost and now found, descendants of slaves destroyed, the chosen people of God, in us are clear signs. This is the place of Abraham. Abraham was one of us. Abraham's seed is us. When God gave Abraham the prophecy, know for surety, Abraham, that your seed, which is us, shall be a stranger in a land that's not theirs, and they will be afflicted and in bondage to them for 400 years. Your seed, us. So in us, we were in Abraham 4,000 years ago or 5,000 years ago. We were in his DNA. We were in his loins, his seed. We are his seed. So in him and in us is the place of Abraham, and whoever enters it is safe. He's talking about the symbolic house in Mecca when they go to pilgrimage, but it's talking about us. Whoever enters into our mind, into our cause, is safe. And pilgrimage to the house is a duty which men owe to Allah. Pilgrimage to this resurrected black original house or people is a duty which all men owe to Allah. Whoever can find a way to it. Everybody can't make their way or got enough money or whatever to make it to Mecca, just like people in other countries don't got enough money or understanding to make their way to us, the chosen people who the Kaaba represents, right? So whoever can find a way to it, meaning find a way first to understand that we are the ones that the Kaaba symbolizes. And then once you understand that, can you physically make your way to the chosen people, the lost found chosen people of chosen nation of Allah, to pay your respect. And whoever disbelieves, surely Allah is above need of the worlds. You don't have to believe that this is the correct interpretation. It's like we don't believe no Arab interpretation. So it says, say, O people of the book, why do you disbelieve in the messages of Allah, and Allah is a witness of what you do? Why do you disbelieve in the messages of Allah? You know, you say that these are the messages, but you say God is a spirit, a spook, a mystery. You can't understand him, something other than a human being. Then why is he so interested in human beings? And why is he wanting us to believe in him if we can't understand him? How can we believe in something that we don't know nothing about. We don't have no knowledge or understanding about. That's impossible. So say again to them, O people of the book, why do you hinder those who do believe from the way of Allah and seek to make it crooked while you are witnesses? So that applies to all kind of people. That applies to all kind of people that claim God, claim Allah, claim to be God, claim to be the chosen people of God. Why do you hinder those who believe from the way of Allah? You know, especially this Allah that we represent. Why do you hinder when you are witnesses of the benefit of this knowledge of self? You witnesses. Nobody else came and saved us. Nobody else came and woke us up but Master Fard Muhammad. So why do you hinder people from Master Fard Muhammad and seek to make his way crooked or look crooked while you witnesses of the miracle, you know what I'm saying, the unmatched, unequal miracle of the Nation of Islam in your midst, your own family members? And Allah is not heedless of what you do. Oh, you who believe, if you obey a party from among those who have been given the book, those disbelievers, then they will turn you back as disbelievers after you believe. So this is drawing a line in the sand. You don't believe in our God, you don't believe in us, and we don't believe in your God. We can call him the same God. We call him the same God, but we identify clearly. No, our God is not a spook, mystery, ghost, fantasy, fairy tale, traditional story, hearsay God. No, we clearly, specifically identifying who Allah is to us. So they disbelieve in it. They disbelieve. That's the definition. Okay, well, we're giving you something specifically to disbelieve in. No, we don't believe in that. Cool, because we disbelieve in you also. We disbelieve in your interpretation or your definition of Allah and your interpretation of the scriptures also. So we disbelieve in each other. Let that be clear. That don't mean that we go on physical war or bloodshed or disrespecting of each other. No, that sets up the showdown that we have to call for. That's what sets up the showdown for Allah to show who really is God and who really ain't. Whose Allah is really Allah, right? And how can you disbelieve while to you are recited the messages of Allah and among you is his messenger? Look at that. How can you disbelieve while to you are recited the messages of Allah and among you is his messenger? Okay, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, has been dead and gone for 1400 years. His messenger is not among us. How can you disbelieve while to you are recited the messages of Allah? So we have the 1400-year-old Quran. So we agree that these are the messages of Allah. But then there's another aspect to this sentence that says, and among you is his messenger, not his messenger's representatives. No, it says, and among you is his messenger, not little messengers that represents the 1400-year-old messenger. No, may Allah be pleased with Prophet Muhammad. It's clearly telling you among you is his messenger. So which one of us who claim to be real Muslims has a flesh and blood present messenger that's called the messenger? Not a messenger, the messenger, or the Messiah of Farrakhan is of Allah. And it says, based on that, whoever holds fast or holds firm to Allah, he indeed is guided to a right path. O you who believe, keep your duty to Allah as it ought to be kept, and die not unless you are Muslims. So that's general, that's universal. If you believe, even if you believe in your own understanding, your own traditional definition or interpretation of Allah, if it's still telling you to do good and practice the 5 pillars of the faith and righteousness, then cool. You have your reward with your Lord. Because so many Orthodox Muslims have never heard of Master Fard Muhammad. They still blind and haven't heard these messages and these teachings. So Allah is not petty. He's still going to give you your reward. But it says, die not unless you are Muslims, according to what you are informed with. according to what you was taught. If you never heard this teaching, then God, like I said, he ain't petty. He ain't gonna hold you accountable for what you never heard of. So it says, and hold fast or hold firm by the covenant or by the agreement of Allah altogether, and be not disunited. And remember Allah's favor to you when you were enemies. Then he united your heart. So by his favor, you became brethren or brothers. And you were on the brink of a pit of fire. Then he saved you from it. Thus Allah makes clear to you his messages that you may be guided. So this is just talking about, if this ain't talking about how black people and black and brown people in the wilderness of North America, descendants of slaves and destroyed descendants of conquered indigenous people, been at each other's throat, gang banging and everything else. Nothing else united our hearts. Nothing else brought us together as brothers and brethren. But this was you could say hip hop. People could say hip hop. No, the spiritual glue of hip hop is NOI Islam, Nation of Islam theology. Like it or not, that's where the 5%ers and all that influence of hip hop, and what's the unifying force of hip hop is NOI theology, the teachings of Master Fard Muhammad and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So it says, remember Allah's favor to you when you were enemies, then he united your hearts, black people of America. Whether he used hip hop, whether he used this, that, or the other, it still comes down to being conscious, spiritually conscious, knowledge of self conscious. So who brought knowledge of self? Who originated? Who was the one that delivered knowledge of self to the mentally dead black ex-slaves of 400 years? Who else did it? So remember who did it. Remember Allah's favor to you when you were enemies to each other. Then he united your hearts. So by his favor, by his will, his grace, his permission, his mercy, you became brethren, brothers, FOI, or just conscious. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. That came from Elijah Muhammad. Whether it's Kool in the Gang or James Brown or whoever, Aretha Franklin, everybody call themselves black. They were all children of the godfather of black consciousness and black spirituality, which is the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Thus Allah makes clear to you his messages that you may be guided. And from among you, there should be a party who invite to good and enjoin right and forbid wrong. And these are they who are successful. And be not like those who became divided and disagreed after clear arguments had come to them. And for them is a grievous chastisement. Don't be like those who became divided after clear arguments came to, after the knowledge has come to us. We don't start becoming divided and trying to spin off and do our own things until after knowledge, the knowledge and revelation, the clear arguments from God himself have come to us. Then we start disagreeing and disputing out of envy for each other. So for those of us that do that, is a grievous chastisement or a grievous punishment. On the day when some faces turn white, on the day when some faces turn white and some faces turn black, then as to those whose faces are black, did you disbelieve after your belief? So taste the chastisement because you disbelieve. So I'm gonna get into that, black faces and white faces. Matter of fact, let me scroll back here. That's 106. Let me come all the way back to 34 or 37. Look at this right here. That was 106. Earlier in the same chapter is the criterion, or it sets the rules for interpreting the Quran. It says, he Allah it is who has revealed this book to you. Some of the verses of this book are decisive, are literal. They are the basis of the book. And other verses in this book are allegorical, meaning symbolic or metaphor, right? Figures of speech. They're not literal. It says, then those in whose hearts is perversity or disease follow the part of this book Follow the parts which are symbolic language, allegorical. They do this seeking to mislead and seeking to give it their own interpretation. So they ignore the clear, specific, literal, provable parts, and they go for the parts that sound abstract or that sound, magical or mystical or something like that. Knowing that cats don't talk, snakes don't talk, beasts and animals don't talk. So if you hearing any or you read any verses like that, it's clearly saying that's not literal. That's allegorical. That's fable. That's symbolic language. But you want to take it literal, and then you want to make us believe that God works like this and this happens and animals talk and demons can do this and all. That's all poison, all perversity in people's heart, who are seeking to mislead you and seeking to give the book their own interpretation. And then it says, none knows its interpretation except Allah. Say means except or but Allah. And none knows none. All the 2 billion people on the planet, I don't care what your 1400-year tradition is. You do not know. According to this book, you do not know the interpretation. None knows its interpretation except Allah and those firmly rooted in knowledge. Knowledge, not belief, not rituals, not prayers, not memorizing scriptures. No, those firmly rooted in knowledge, the knowledge of reality, the knowledge of the laws of creation, the laws of nature. Not knowledge of memorizing scriptures, not knowledge of memorizing lessons. That's not knowledge. None knows its interpretation except those firmly rooted in knowledge, the knowledge of reality. And those that have knowledge of reality, they say we believe in it. They don't even say we understand it. They say we believe in it because they bear witness that they don't know that much. I might know a little bit, but I'm nowhere near on the grade level of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the God. So I know just enough to tell you that I believe in this. My belief is not blind belief. My belief is based on stuff that I know that's real, that this same God has already did or already created. So those with knowledge, firmly rooted in knowledge, say we believe in it based on what we know. We believe that this is true. And it is all from our Lord. And none mind, man, you better mind me. You better mind somebody. None mind except men of understanding, not men of belief, not men of ghost stories and hearsay traditional stories, not men of rituals and going through motions. No, understanding. What does your rituals mean? You go to Mecca, you pray 5 times a day, you do this ritual and this movement. What does it mean? What is the understanding of? I don't know. This is just what we do. You wear a beard and you dye it red. What do you do that for? What does that mean? Why do you wear sandals? Do all Muslims, is that knowledge or is that just tradition? Is that culture? Islam is not culture or tradition. None mind except men of understanding. So we give the prayer, our Lord, make not our hearts or let not our hearts deviate from you after you have guided us. Don't let our hearts deviate and let somebody else influence us and act like they are authorities when they didn't have nothing to do with coming and waking us up and giving us the knowledge of self and making us united. You did that through your Mahdi, through coming in person in the person of Master Fard Muhammad. So let not our hearts deviate from you after you have guided us, and grant us mercy from you. And surely you are the most liberal giver. Our Lord, surely you are the gatherer of us on a day about which there is no doubt. Surely you will not fail in your promise. Those who disbelieve, neither their wealth nor their children will avail them in anything. Aught means anything against Allah, and they will be fuel for fire. So let me go back, scroll back to 106. And this is Ramadan, so this is why I'm doing this. I'm not forcing it. Y'all free to change the channel or change the station or look at something else. But I'm gonna be doing this because this is This is my real purpose. So it says, on the day when some faces turn white and some faces turn black, then as to those whose faces are black, it's going to be asked to those whose faces are black, did you disbelieve after your belief? If you black and you original and all of this was done to help wake you up and give you the knowledge of yourself, did you go from that to disbelieving after you believe? If so, taste the chastisement because you disbelieved after knowledge of self and revelation of God and favor was showed to you. That's what happens to the black people of descendants of slaves who God came and revealed this revelation to, this knowledge of self and knowledge of himself to. If you disbelieve after you believe, then taste the chastisement because you disbelieve. And as to those whose faces are white, they shall be in Allah's mercy. Therein they shall abide. Okay, why is that? Sounds racist, right? That sounds colorist or racist. But as to those whose faces are white, they shall be in Allah's mercy because they have a more of an excuse. You know what I'm saying? The question is, did they disbelieve? If white people don't disbelieve, if white people believe they're going to be saved or safe, while black people who this is all in favor of, if we disbelieve, we're going to be chastised. They already, the slave master, they already on spiritual death row for what they did to us. So if they embrace the teachings and believe, it says they'll be in Allah's mercy. He's going to have mercy on them for believing. But if we disbelieve, even though this is all our knowledge of self and the God came for us and raised a messenger for us, if we disbelieve, we're going to get chastised. So these are the messages of Allah which we recite to you with truth. And Allah desires no injustice to his creatures, not even to white people. He don't desire to do injustice to white people. White people didn't have no control or power over what race they came into the world being. So he don't even desire no injustice to them. If they choose injustice, they choose to submit or surrender to the weakness of their own wicked nature, then he desires to chastise them or destroy them. But they got to choose first. And then he's going to respond based on what we choose. And to Allah belongs whatever is in the heavens and whatever is in the earth. And to Allah are all affairs returned. You are the best nation raised up for men. You enjoin good and you forbid evil. And you believe, there go that word, you believe in Allah. It is impossible to attain to righteousness unless you spend out of what you love. And it's impossible to attain to godhood and mastery unless we believe in Allah based on provable knowledge, not blindly believe. Nobody is saying that we have to blindly believe in nobody. You can't say that Master Fard Muhammad and Elijah Muhammad didn't show up and do the work and show and prove. So we believe in his Allah based on what they did and what they taught and what they revealed, which lines up with creation, lines up with the laws of reality, the laws of nature. So we believe in that Allah. No other Allah, no other God or Yahweh or Jehovah or whoever brought no detailed proofs, measured the earth and gave us actual facts and gave us prophecies and revelations that's been hidden that you can't research nowhere. You can't research revelation from Allah because nobody else knows it. That's why I ain't never heard Islam like this. Yeah, because you never knew Islam like this, because the secrets of Islam and the secrets of Allah was never revealed. That's how you know this is different. That's how you know Messiah exists. Messiah is here. We got this from Messiah because Messiah was going to get taught the secrets, the Torah, the gospel, the book, and the wisdom. Only the Messiah gets taught that. So if we speak in the mysteries of God that nobody ever heard before and showing you the picture and the identity, then either we all the way so-called antichrist liars and will be destroyed, or you're an antichrist liar, or you following the antichrist, and you will be destroyed. I don't mind that challenge. That's the challenge I want to do. That's the challenge that we have no problem doing, and nobody shows up for. And if the people of the book had believed, it would have been better for them. Some of them are believers, but most of them are disbelievers. Some of them are believers. I don't know if y'all seen Ashkenazi rabbis and stuff like that believe in Farrakhan. They believe and know who we are. You will hear them whistleblowing. You will see them on X, especially now, and you see them now that Trump is back in office and they scared to run their cancel culture stuff they've been doing on social media. Now you see more and more videos and clips of so-called Orthodox Ashkenazi white Jewish people who's denouncing Zionism, denouncing Talmudism, denouncing Netanyahu, denouncing all of the wickedness. Some of them are really believers. But most of them, according to the Quran, says are transgressors. That also applies to us, black people, descendants of slaves, the chosen people that this is all about. Some of us are believers, but most of us are disbelievers, are transgressors, wrongdoers. But we comforted saying that with these wrongdoers, whether it's from our people or they people, they will not harm you except a slight hurt. And if they fight you, they will turn their backs to you, meaning they'll turn their heels and retreat. They're not going to stay in it long, because once they see that you really going all the way, they don't want no parts of that. They cowards. So they will not harm you except for a slight hurt. And if they fight you, they will turn their backs and retreat and flee from you. Then they will not be helped. Abasement will be their lot wherever they are found, except under an agreement with Allah or an agreement with you. And they shall incur the wrath of Allah, and humiliation will be made to cling to them. This is because they disbelieved in the messages of Allah, and over history, they killed the prophets unjustly. If you get up and tell the truth too strong and hit them with too many receipts, you know, the HATE culture is vicious. You know, certain things I don't even post because they're going to say you think you know it all, or you think you holy and righteous, or y'all killed Malcolm, and y'all, Elijah Muhammad is a child, such and such. They're going to try to kill the prophets unjustly. No proof whatsoever, no evidence, all lies, but you will rather use your energy to come out and fight and attack the messengers, the righteous messengers, and the righteous truth and evidence and receipts, instead of attacking the clear enemy that we're showing you the receipts about, because you're participating in the evil. You love the evil, so you don't want to get exposed yourself. So y'all got to squad up, since you outnumber the righteous, and try to kill the prophets or the messengers unjustly. And this is because they disobey and exceed the limits. But it says they are not all alike. Some of the people of the book, among them, there is an upright party who do recite Allah's messages in the nighttime, and they adore him. They believe in Allah and the last day, and they enjoin good and forbid evil, and they vie or compete one with another in good deeds. They compete with each other, not against each other. They compete with each other. The righteous, there's nothing wrong with righteous competition, but we competing with each other. We're not enemies of each other. We compete to motivate, to inspire, to push each other, because we are really on the same team. In good deeds, we compete with each other in doing good deeds, and those are among the righteous. Whatever good they do, they will not be denied it. And Allah knows those who keep their duty. Those who disbelieve, neither their wealth nor their children, again, will avail them anything against Allah. And these are the companions of the fire. Therein they abide, or they remain. They will remain in the fire. The likeness of that which they spend in the life of this world is as the likeness of wind. Oh, I already read that. So let me scroll back to Okay, well, there's one. All right. Yeah, this is about warfare. I don't really want to get into that, so I'm gonna start right here. Oh, you who believe, be not like those who disbelieve and say of their brethren when they travel in the earth or they're engaged in battle. Had they been with us, they wouldn't have died. If they would have been with us, if they would have just stayed with us, they wouldn't have died in the battle, or nor would they been slain. Don't say that Allah may make it to be a regret in their hearts, and Allah gives life and causes death. Allah gives life and causes death, and Allah is the seer of what you do. If you are slain or die in Allah's way, surely Allah's protection and mercy are better than what they amassed. And if you die and are slain, then to Allah you are gathered. If you righteous and you die or you are slain in battle, then Allah gathers you. He gathers us. So it says, thus it is by Allah's mercy that you are gentle to them, gentle to the believers. You hard on the disbelievers, vicious against disbelievers, but gentle towards fellow believers. And had you been rough and hard-hearted toward your own believing brothers, they would have certainly dispersed from around you. So pardon them and ask protection and consult them in important matters. But when you have determined, then put your trust in Allah, not them. Surely Allah loves those who trust in him. So a lot of us come to the nation or come to the mosque and get heartbroken or get disillusioned because we got handled wrong by people that might be, laborers that got higher rank than us in the military or something like that. But you didn't come to follow them. I didn't come to follow followers. I came to follow the leader. I don't take, people that's, have seniority in me in rank or people that I'm under they local authority or whatever. I don't take that personal. I know Islam enough I'm not going to let you, give me some instructions or tell me something that I know ain't correct. But the point is, we here to follow the messenger. Us as followers ourselves, we super flawed. We super flawed. We faulty. We dirty. We got, personality flaws. We got germs and demons and traumas and all kind of stuff. So we have to expect that. We're not here to be all super sensitive like females or like this generation or whatever. No, we here to be soldiers and learn how to turn down your emotions and turn on logic and reasoning. Find the best part that we can focus on, that we can unite behind. So this is a military line organization. The Nation of Islam is a military line organization. That's what makes us respected and feared, because people know if they violate, then the military is coming. It's our duty to retaliate. It's not our duty to get on social media and snitch and say what the retaliation is or how it go or give away military, secrets or tactics. No, all you need to know is we retaliate. And the enemies know we retaliate. That's why you don't see no history of them doing the nation like they do ninjas in the street. They don't have that history with us. They have done it, a few times every decade or so. But there's always a retaliation response. And the response is worse than what they did. This is a military. And that's why so many of us don't want to be a part of it, because we don't want to submit to authority, to no living authority, no living discipline and structure where human beings, other men have the authority to put demands and laws and rules on our life. But this ain't the draft. We signed up for this. I want this type of discipline. I want to learn how to fight. I want to learn how to unlock my God powers. I want to learn the discipline. I need discipline. I need superiors. I need a chain of command above me, because I'm not stupid. Just because you got a rank above me, that don't mean I ain't studying you. That don't mean that, you necessarily above me. That's just a test on me. That's a test on my character. Am I still wise and humble enough to submit to somebody that I can clearly see that I'm in a higher grade or greater experience than them? Yeah, it's not no threat to me. Let me help you be a better officer in your grade level, in your rank. Because the wiser you get, the less you want a title. The wiser you get, the less you want to be known for a title. The more you really know how to do, like you want to, just like billionaires, the more billions you get, the less you want to be known. The more powerful and the more wise you are, the less you want a title. I don't know. Yeah, here, you do it. You know what I'm saying? You go on and enjoy that. Because that's not our pleasure. Our pleasure ain't to be seen of men. Our pleasure is to actually control, master creation or master whatever it is that we're trying to master. Ain't got nothing to do with publicity or being known. That's why the gods of the past, you don't know their name. They don't care about you knowing their name. They care about, you see them stars out there, you see that planet, you see this new creation, this plant, this fruit, this animal. Yeah. You don't know the name of the gods that brought these animals and life forms and flowers, and you're not worried about their names. You just marvel and thank God over what they brought to the planet, what they contributed to life and to creation. So it says 160, if Allah helps you, there's none that can overcome you. If Allah helps you, if Allah or God is with you, who can be against you? If it's 8 billion people on the planet and God is with you and it's just you and God, guess who's the majority? Guess who's the majority? It can be 8 billion people against you, but if Allah is with you, you and Allah are the majority. So if Allah helps you, there's none that can overcome you. But also, if he forsakes you, there's none that can help you after him. If he forsakes you, there's none that can help you after him. So in Allah should the believers put their trust. This is all about being believers, and believers lead you to being a knower. Allah is the best knower. He's not the best believer. Allah is the best knower, and he uses belief to grow us up into being knowers ourselves. Belief is supposed to lead you to know, to knowledge, to go seek and be inspired to get the knowledge. And it's not for a prophet to act dishonestly, a prophet or a messenger. It's not for a prophet or a messenger to act dishonestly. And whoever acts dishonestly will bring his dishonesty on the day of resurrection, on the judgment. Then shall every soul be paid back fully what it has earned, and they will not be wronged. Is then he who follows the pleasure of Allah like him who incurs Allah's displeasure, and his abode is hell? Are they alike? And it is an evil destination. This is a verse that I love right here. This goes against so much fake, false teaching in so-called Judaism and so-called Christianity and so-called Islam. And that is a universal statement. There are grades with Allah, grades, levels, degrees, differences. So if the Bible say all sins are equal, that's a GD lie. All sins are not equal, and all good deeds are not equal. All people's grades and ranks and degrees and levels are not equal. They can be equal. You can get to whatever grade you strive to. But currently speaking, everybody ain't in the 3rd grade. Everybody don't make the same amount on their check. Everybody don't get the same bonuses. There are grades with Allah, with God. Grades in everything. Everything has grades. We are not on the same grade. We made out of the same material. We got the same potential. We got the same opportunity, but it's about what you choose to do with it. It's about what we choose to do with all of that. That determines our grade. So the best of us ain't because we black and somebody else is white. No, somebody white can outgrade you. They can outrank you. They can outlevel you. They can be more righteous. They can be more charitable. They can be more humble. They can outrighteous you just like they can outdevil you. So it's about your grade. It's about what you choose to do with your life and your energy and your motives and intents. There are grades with Allah. So that is one of the strongest verses in the whole book. So that eliminates all kind of fairy tale, false comparisons. Well, all sins is equal. No, they not. Who taught you that slave foolishness? Who taught you that lie and opposition against the laws of nature? Where in nature is everything equal? Everything on the same grade? Show me. Show me anywhere in nature where I'm supposed to be getting paid whatever you get. If you make a $1 billion a year, I'm supposed to make $1 billion a year. Because everything is equal, right? Yeah, that only works with your twisted poison religion. That don't work with real life. So look at 164, and then I'll stop and maybe take some questions or whatever. It says, certainly Allah conferred a favor on the believers. The believers, certainly Allah conferred a favor on the believers when he raised among them a messenger. When he raised among them a messenger from among themselves. Now, how old is Prophet Muhammad? How long ago was this revealed? So are you trying to tell me that certainly Allah conferred a favor on the believers when he raised among them, a messenger from where? From among themselves. Well, this is in Arabia. This is 1400 years ago in Arabia. So this absolutely don't apply to us then, right? We shouldn't be reading this. This is not our messenger because he wasn't raised from among us. He ain't reciting to us. It says he raised among them a messenger from among themselves, reciting to them his messages and purifying them and teaching them the book and the wisdom. Although before that, they were surely in manifest error. Yeah, we was mentally dead before that. Before this messenger, Elijah Muhammad, was raised among us, from among us, and started reciting to us his messages and purifying us and teaching us the book and the wisdom. Although before this, we were surely, mentally dead and destroyed. So I just wanted to make as clear as possible. Again, you do not have to believe nothing I'm saying. You do not have to agree with nothing I'm saying. That is not my duty. My duty is not to guide you, to make you agree or make you believe. My duty is strictly to do what I'm doing, which is delivering the messages of Allah and the meaning and the interpretation. That's it. What you do with it is your business, but you can't say that you didn't hear it. You can't say that you wasn't given the good news of salvation, that this is salvation, this is healing, this is the path to power, to reclaim and regain your God power. You can't say that. You can try to tune off or say, I don't want to listen to that. All right, well, all right. I did my job. So when the lights go all the way out, don't look for the stars. Don't look for us because we won't be available. This is the availability going on right now. So those that have wisdom and have intelligence or sense, they're gonna try to fly to the source of this information before it gets all the way dark. Because you know that you dissatisfied, you know that you sick, you know your relationships is failing, you know you need to be saved from something, from the consequences of your own life choices. You know you need salvation. You know you need healing. from whatever poison that you suffering from, whether it was installed in you, knowledge, intentionally or unintentionally, whether your parents and their neglect and their mental death, turned you over to the medical system and you got Fauci'd up, as a child or something like that, or what, you need healing. You suffering from whatever you suffering from, but physical ailments or mental, emotional traumas that you suffering from, you need healing. And you need love, you need relationships, you need a counselor, and you need socializing with people that's in the same hospital. You need to be able to relate. You need companions. And all of that is on the path to reclaiming your power. You need power. You need power over your own weak vices and addictions, your weaknesses, over your ignorance. You need power. Knowledge of how to become financially independent, or how to make, your women or your men respect you and your children love you. You need power of how to conquer your enemies. That's what this is about. Are they giving you this military training and this wisdom in your church, in your masjid, in your synagogue, in your temple? If so, let's compare the results. Let's compare the fruits. Let's compare the grades. Surely there's grades with Allah. Does yours outgrade ours? So it's all about showing and proving. But when you do that, then a lot of our people get enraged. They get in their feelings and get upset and say, who you think you are, and you think you this and you think you that. No, I think that this is the truth. And I think that I'm ready to challenge anybody and call for any showdown. If you claim God and you believe your God is the real God and ours ain't, yeah, you shouldn't get upset. You should get on the live with me and accept it. That's all. Ain't nothing to get upset about. I'm not upset. I'm cheerful. I'm cheerfully calling for it. You should do the same. You should cheerfully accept. That's what I think. But I'm a believer. I'm a full believer in Farrakhan and Master Fard Muhammad and Elijah. I believe Elijah Muhammad is still physically alive, so I'm a fool. You believe that the Messiah is 2,000 and something years old, but you're not a fool. You believe your God is a spook or a ghost or ether or something like that, but I'm the fool. No, at least my foolishness is rooted in provable reality. My foolishness is provable. There's quite possibly human beings that still alive that's 148 years old or 127 years old, especially ones that have already delivered a body of knowledge like this that the world has never seen and told us about atomic physics and life on other planets and UFO technology that the world never heard before. So if they was right about that, why would I not be willing to believe that they still alive, that they can live to be 127 years old? Especially if they represent God. They're supposed to be the miracle making God, right? So if I think this is who God is, yeah, that's nothing. That's nothing to me. I don't even have to sound crazy to believe that my Messiah is still alive. I ain't claiming my Messiah is 2,025 years old or 2,057 years old. That's not what I'm claiming. Or that my Messiah or my God is some mystery, ghost, spook, phantom, amoeba, and something that you can't never understand. That sounds crazy to me. I don't believe in that. I'm an atheist to that. I'm absolutely a disbeliever in that. So let's run this. I'm a disbeliever in your interpretation or definition of Allah. I'm a disbeliever and you're a disbeliever in mine. So after Ramadan is over, let's challenge it publicly for the world to see. Something that we ain't never seen, the Muslims or the rapper Muslims or whoever I am, whatever I am. I don't even know my grade. But I guess we about to see it when I run this Daffy Duck test. This Daffy Duck greatest trick of all times or greatest challenge of all times. But yeah, I think this is what God talk is supposed to be. Everybody talk tough and memorize scriptures and all of that. Nah, how about I don't memorize no scripture? How about I don't memorize no lessons or whatever? I'll just show you and just challenge you. I'll just show you what, and you can read it for yourself. I'll just reference the scriptures or whatever, and then I'll just repeat what it says and challenge you and put my life on it and see you gonna put your life on it. That's it. Don't take no rocket scientist, scriptural scientist, seminary school, pastor degree, college. No, I don't take none of that. Just take a little scrawny, big head, tight undershirt, stuttering, ex-rapping dude from LA, just to call it out and see who take me up on my fade. That's all. That ain't hard. I should be so easy to get rid of. I should be so easy to shut up and disprove and confound. Why that ain't never happened yet? And social media don't make it no better. Social media make it worse because I'm not on here causing drama and mess. No, I'm trying to keep it civilized and respectful and really put the kind of challenges or showdowns that y'all love so well. Don't y'all love that? Wouldn't y'all love to see us call for a challenge of God curses, the curse of God, you know what I'm saying? And we do it publicly and we actually do like an experiment for 30 days. You're going to live your life. We all going to live our life, but we just going to be checking in every day and see, what's going on with both teams, both sides, both opponents. Something that only Allah can do. That's what I'm talking about. Lord knows I ain't squeaky clean. I'm trying to do this. If anything, I'm promoting God. I'm not promoting me. I'm not saying I'm clean at all. I'm saying this God is so clean that if I got the heart to put my life on the line and do this challenge, he might keep me alive a little longer. He might actually keep me alive or keep me healthy because I'm willing to do this. Because I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to put my life on the chopping block. I'm willing to be wrong and pay with my life. Who else is willing to do that if you claim in God? Yeah, I'm not doing this because I'm clean. I'm doing this because I'm dirty. Shit. Excuse me. Yeah, so who want to do it with me? Who want to go against this? It's not go against me. It's go against the God that I'm promoting. The God that I've been representing for 35 years. That's, y'all love beef, right? Y'all love feuding and beef. Y'all love drama. Y'all love social media drama. Y'all love challenges, right? Well, ain't nobody taking me up on it. Almost at an hour. I appreciate y'all and of course love y'all and pray. I pray to this God in the person of Master Fard Muhammad and actually in the person of Master Mahdi Elijah Muhammad. I pray to Elijah Muhammad. And I've said this over and over, and you probably never heard many NOI Muslims saying that because it really wasn't time to say that. Because we already don't understand praying to Master Fard Muhammad if he's not the originator. But Allah or God is in you, right? But not the potential. I don't pray to the seed of God. I don't pray to the seed God. I pray to the fully manifested, fully developed power, fully matured expression of Allah. So me and you are little seeds of Allah. Some of us might have sprouted and got a little buds and this and that and got a little further in grade level in our Allah growth. But I don't pray to sprouts. I don't pray to seeds. I pray to fully mature, fully developed, fully functional masters of those ingredients, fully realized, fully actualized. I pray to Elijah Muhammad. Elijah Muhammad is the eternal leader of the Nation of Islam, and he's the eternal leader for a reason. We say that all praise is due to Allah, who appeared in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praise is due forever. So regarding Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praise is due forever, when regarding him, but Elijah Muhammad is the eternal leader of the nation of Islam. What is the difference? It is no difference. It's the same mind, will, force, power in two bodies. He reproduced himself. So Master Fard Muhammad has transferred his knowledge, wisdom, understanding, force, and power into Elijah Muhammad. He made Elijah all up into himself, and physically, he made himself all up into Elijah Muhammad. So it's going both ways, a transfer. Both ways. When you and your wife or you and your husband get together, you become one flesh and you produce a new God made out of both of you. That's what we are. We are the offspring of those two, and now the offspring of Farrakhan. Farrakhan was the first offspring. Elijah was the first begotten of the dead. Elijah was the first begotten of the dead, and Farrakhan is the first offspring from that union, that marriage, that those two gods becoming one. So it's, all bets is off. All former creation, former laws of creation, former mathematics is all finished now. Behold, he said, I make all things new. There's a new math. There's a new Islam. This is one of the reasons why Master Fard Muhammad sent down the so-called UFOs or the wheels in Roswell and in Russia and all these different places in Europe and allowed them to study it and back engineer it, because he's not even using that no more. He's allowing them to use old physics, old mathematics. These ain't the new mathematics. Here, you can study them. You can exponentially boost your technology infinitely, or not infinitely, but exponentially. Is infinite to them. But that's old math. Those are from the old books, the old 60,000 books of engineering and mathematics and physics and whatnot. Engineering, we don't use those, or that God, the God has mastered that. So what he has already made and what he's perfecting is beyond those books. That's why you get them. That's why you're able to see him now, because he's giving you a peek into the former gods before he destroys you. So I would fly to this God if I was you. I would fly to this God and allow yourself to be made new. Allow yourself to, remove the old wine in your wineskin and make room for this new wisdom, this new power. That's what I would do. But hey, what do I know? What do I know? But yeah, on that note, y'all, this is day 4. Fasting, reading, praying to the God. Try praying to your Father, our Father who art in heaven. Hallowed be his name. Thy kingdom come, his will be done on earth as it is now in heaven, the new Jerusalem. Give us this day, and thank you for giving us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts and our trespasses, and bless us to forgive those of our people who trespass against us or who owe us a debt. And let us not lead ourselves or each other into temptation, and deliver us from our own evils and weaknesses and lusts and vices and addictions. Save us, deliver us from evil, for yours is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever and forever. Our Father, Elijah Muhammad. Ameen, amen. And on that note, peace and blessings, y'all. Till tomorrow, Campaign Trail. Love y'all. Peace.